Welcome to another episode. This is episode 9 of Tech-Tonic, the podcast, and we are really excited. We're about to hit episode 10 now. And thank you guys for watching our previous episode with our guest, Michael Nyamant. The numbers are really great. I am Howard Mabuk, and like always, I have Kingsley.
Welcome, guys, to another exciting episode of Tech-Tonics. Also, like Howard said, we want to thank you for the views for our last episode. That was really great. We appreciate the support very much. So because of the continued support, we want to bring on more guests.
And we are here shooting again. Okay, so I really want to start with the Starlink thing. There are a lot of events that happened, but of course we are the big sharks. We'll come later with the news.
Okay, so with Starlink, I'm sure some of you guys who follow tech closely, there are a number of channels that have covered the Starlink, basically helping you out with ordering your Starlink kit, with paying your Starlink kit, and basically what to do or what to expect upon delivery. But in this episode, we just like to have a general conversation around the entire thing, around Starlink itself. Like, it's now finally here. Yeah. And we just talk about some of the challenges that consumers have faced, I would say.
I think we started talking Starlink when it was a crime to own Starlink in Zimbabwe, and people were still buying Starlink. Up to now, Starlink is official, and there are a lot of events that happened. I've already seen people complaining. They're actually being given warnings for abusing Starlink. Kingsley, I think if on our last episode, right, with Nyamant, we talked about the need of Starlink in Zimbabwe, and Nyamant, I managed to convince me that we have a lot to use Starlink, its speed and its accessibility. Yeah, he really convinced me, but I think I wasn't really convinced. He tried to convince me, but I wasn't really convinced. What do you mean? Like, he actually pointed out that it's the benefit of Starlink to the peripherals, the benefit of Starlink to the benefit of Starlink to the developers. I'm coming from a perspective when PowerTel slashed its prices, right, to match Starlink prices, and there is Econet Smart Biz also.
Yeah, true.
That was I think it's actually matching the Starlink prices, and looking at all those things, I still feel like there is, now that people who were using PowerTel, who were using Econet, and now that Econet has made the price, does the general user still need Starlink?
So like, the way I looked at this entire Starlink thing was that it's good for competition. Starlink is very good for competition, and competition is good for the consumer. So I was happy hearing that, like you're saying, PowerTel slashes the prices, Econet is SmartBiz and the likes. So what that does is that, you hear what PowerTel was saying. They're saying that, I think we need to show a short video of what they were saying.
Okay.
So I think I have it. I think we can play it. This one.
Play it. You can play it.
This one is like, let me just bring it up. Okay. So this is
the speed for satellite, for LEO, for Starlink, it goes up to 250. It's not a secret. The advert says up to what? 250. Ours can go up to gigabit per second.
Okay.
So you can bring a Starlink kit. I bring my fiber here. We do speed testing.
So what I was going at was that, you know what, Starlink is satellite provided network, right?
Yeah.
But then we have fiber service providers.
Yes.
We have the likes of PowerTel slashing prices. We have the likes of Zoll. So I think all of those players together, that collection, right, it brings out a better experience for the end user. So I'm quite happy with those developments. And as much as you might say that Starlink might not really be necessary, or we might not really use it up to capacity, I think this is that good move where you have options as a consumer. There are places where you cannot access fiber, and we all know that this fiber, like PowerTel, in some areas you cannot use PowerTel.
Yeah, that's true.
It's quite expensive to basically pull the fiber from the main line into your house. So we have those options. Because we have those options, prices are getting slashed left, right, and center, and that's a good thing.
So I'm not attacking. It was good that Starlink came. Now all these companies are now slashing their prices down. That's good for us. That's good for the users.
Very, very good.
Then, but if you look to the general user, the speeds of Starlink are crazy. They are really crazy. And I don't think for someone who was already owning PowerTel, for someone who was already using fiber, for someone who was already using tier 1.
So I would say for someone who had pre-existing data plans, you might just hope for prices getting slashed, because I'm sure most of you guys know that Starlink in certain places is up to capacity. Like you can no longer, like for example where I stay, it's up to capacity. You can no longer order. But so a colleague is bringing a kit, so I think we'll do a review of that if you guys haven't seen it. But I'm just saying that, like with all of those things happening, like I lost my train of thought.
Anyway, it's okay. But you mentioned that Starlink in your area is up to capacity. Now that brings us to the issue where people are actually sharing. Like we can share with your next door neighbor, all that kind of a thing. But I've seen people who are already complaining about sharing with their neighbors. Of course, the whole society of Zimbabwe is we already have issues with sharing with neighbors. Then people started sharing Starlink, and I think this other guy was complaining that the guys he has already received some warnings from Starlink when it comes to accessing
certain
websites.
Yeah, so
I think for those who don't know, like you can't access some sites on Starlink that have got for example pirated move sites, all those kind of things. You can't access them. You can access them, but there is a warning that comes with that.
Yeah. So does that result in maybe getting your account blocked?
Yeah, that's what they say. Your account will be blocked. But I'm thinking, couldn't they just control all these things? Why do they let you first break the rule or first break? Yeah. I can't just break something. There is a rule, then you just wait for me to break it, then you find me. When there is an option to block it, why can't they just block those sites? I think that's one thing that Starlink was supposed to address. And I think I really understand them when they give these fines to people, but I don't really understand why they can't just block it. Because if I use a Starlink to access an authorized to pirate someone's data, to infringe someone's copyright.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah. So, so it will be. I don't know if in Zimbabwe, but in America, the MNO or the Starlink will be liable for my actions.
For piracy.
Yeah. So it will be fault. It will be an issue on their side. So I understand them.
I think, to be honest, there are multiple ways for people to pirate.
Yeah.
To pirate stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's technically it may be. It's a challenge. You are in an environment where certain things are restricted.
Yeah.
But as users, we always find a way. So you can use your mobile data to initiate the first few pages, and once you reach the download, side, you then switch to your Starlink network. How do they get around that? I'm not sharing tips for parents. But yeah,
I get you.
But I think to go back to a question you asked earlier, I kind of lost my train of thought because I was thinking of a lot of things. But I would say that if you have an existing Zoho subscription or an existing PowerTel subscription or even Tel1 ADS and everything, if those things are working perfectly for you, I think what you can pray for is that the increased pressure from Starlink, right, and the increased pressure from other MNOs like your Ethernet, smart bees, right?
Yeah.
So what we can hope for is more like price reductions, so that these existing operators can coexist with Starlink, but the environment is now favorable, right? It's now better for the consumer at the end of the day, because that's what you want.
That's true.
So I think we'll just keep on bringing new coverage on Starlink.
So hope your neighbors will share with you.
Oh, sharing. Yeah. So I would say that sharing is a good thing, because say a standard household has 5 people, right? And maybe your neighbor has 5 people as well. We just use the standard. I think you can maybe share with 3 or 4 households. I think.
Yeah,
you can buy a Wi-Fi extender. There are many of those online. You can find them on Facebook Market. You can.
I think it's on its own it will support that.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're basically good, and the subscription is what, $50. So
yeah.
So if you are paying maybe $20 per family, and
it will
be good, because imagine covering data, like this is unlimited Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I think it's
a real game changer. Hope we are in good books with your neighbors.
I think that's okay.
Okay, then speaking of these company, PowerTel, you need to have your Tel1. Tel1. Tel1, come on, guys. Even these, come on.
So you remember, I think a couple of episodes back, we covered Tel1, saying that Tel1 partnering with OneWeb, and you remember.
Yeah.
So what then happened was that I don't know, did the deal fall through or what? I don't know. They just announced that they are a Starlink reseller.
Don't forget this. There is an episode we were praising Tel1 when they said they were actually ready for Starlink. They said I categorically remember that episode. Tel1 was saying they were actually ready for Starlink. I don't know what happened. Starlink came into Zimbabwe. The first thing they they started to show that they were ready. It's becoming a resale of Starlink. What the hell?
Yeah, I mean, it's
What were they saying? What were they saying? How ready were they? Anyway, it's at the same time it seemed like Tier 1 and Portras, they are conniving behind the scenes. Like a few weeks back, we had Tier 1, there's a company called Aura, there's them Tan.
yeah, Aura.
I think a number of companies were saying they were actually authorized resellers of Starlink.
Yeah.
But then Portras is saying it's only Tier 1 and Aura. And it's actually giving a warning to Dandem Tande and the other company saying that you guys, you should stop being advertising that you are resellers of Starlink. It seems like they are conniving behind the scenes.
Yeah, so according to a Techzim article, they're saying that the only authorized resellers is the Aura group. And
Actually, there was a press from Portland.
there was a press conference.
Yeah.
What did they say?
That's when they were saying Aura and Tier 1, they are the only authorized resellers. Like,
This is crazy.
I was really shocked. And
But
I think,
but the article is saying they are banned from advertising and selling Starlink.
yeah, that means they are leaving Tier 1 and the Aura only. That's selling bad.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
While still on that list of resellers, what happened to, what was it, ICMC? What was it called?
We are not going to. We are not having that conversation.
Come on, guys, like there was a whole outcry in Zimbabwe about that whole deal. And we are here and still are not hearing. The company is nowhere.
Yeah, if that had been allowed, that would have been crazy because it would basically mean that So actually, in applause to Portras and government of Zimbabwe because, dude, this thing is big. We might undermine how big this thing is because we were faced with the future where the outcry that you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
We're faced with a future where we could have a single reseller in Zimbabwe, a single monopoly
Yeah.
that would be reselling. But well done to Portras and government of Zimbabwe basically for drafting a policy, coming up with a solution, and basically like opening the doors for everyone. So I think that's an amazing move. Had what you're saying been allowed, we would be crying right now. And something interesting that I found, right?
Yeah.
Starlink Zimbabwe, who's this? It's a tweet from Willa Shoko. Starlink Zimbabwe already.
We'll let show we're looking for you. Come to this episode, tell us more about Starlink.
So Zimbabwe had 10,000 plus kids with roaming. And apparently people have bought more, so we are looking at about 15,000 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So people are looking forward to this, and people are really buying.
Wait, 50,000. I think I saw this other headline. This other story. I will look for it. Where it was said the combined number of people who are owning Starlink in Zimbabwe right now, it's more like, I think it was categorized in individuals. And it's more than the number of individuals who are owning DSL.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
All those things. So it seems like people were really waiting for this thing. And that made me wonder, were people just waiting for price, for cheaper data, or they were waiting, or they didn't trust our data, the providers that we have in Zimbabwe?
I think
Let's talk about you. Why do you have if you give it a chance, what are you going to buy? Starlink, or you are going to?
Obviously, I think when they increase capacity in the AWS, they are basically buying the standard kit.
Why? Is it the price or is something else?
No, I just want to use Starlink. I don't trust that. Because at home now I use Zoibronics.
Okay.
So the speeds are crazy, dude. It's super slow. Like it's considerably slow. I would understand it's Vibronics, but it's slow, man. And we cannot use Tier 1 ADSL because people store
equipment.
People store the cables. Like people store the cables. We don't have cables. We cannot use the liquid fiber. We can't use that because they didn't dig up to where I stay, so we can't. And there's whole satellite dish like that Wi-Fi thing, it's quite expensive. So I'll be going to Starlink, obviously, when they open up orders from where I stay.
Yeah, so
So that's me.
so it seems like if you are to weigh out the options why people are going to Starlink, it would be price, accessibility,
Yeah, true.
and speed.
Yeah, true.
Can these guys match? Can our local guys match this speed?
No, they're
PowerTel says it's easy.
so here's the thing with PowerTel. I think they're right. Right. Fiber on any day will always be faster than Starlink.
But is it reliable?
That's the thing. That's the thing with these guys, because now they're I'm not gonna say what I wanted to say. Like now they are very vocal. I think they should have been this vocal, like
Prior to
Starlink. They should have been this vocal. They should have been this affordable. So if if these service providers had been cheaper or affordable in the beginning, I'm telling you, like if Starlink came to them, right, it would be this person who probably stays in Marondera or Goromonzi or
Who will be buying Starlink?
who's buying Starlink for their like farm or whatever. And in the city, we wouldn't really need Starlink. Why would you need Starlink when you're living in the city?
I think when people are crying, there was an outcry of these data prices long ago.
Exactly, yeah.
But these guys were not attending to us. Come on, guys. Because I don't think. But the bad thing is, if someone buys Starlink right now, there's no way that person will go back to PowerTel.
Yeah,
Like
so-
no matter the prices, because I have invested my money. I have invested 350 or whatever the price in buying the equipment. Then you slash down the price. I'll never come back to you. I feel like
I think maybe the angle that PowerTel and maybe Zoll might come with is that saying that, you know what, when it rains, like there could be a chance of service disruption when you're using Starlink. But I don't know, man. I think you can just get used to it. You can get by with it. Just like DSTV. We all watched DSTV, but like sometimes when it rained, you wouldn't get a signal. Yeah. So you can just get by.
But remember, this is something that just came up in my mind when just remembering what we've gone through. Like we were actually on a series of acts that were happening in Zimbabwe, right?
You really enjoy it. You like it.
No. To be honest, I really want to see a very little to none of these acts. But I know if you don't talk about these things, they will still happen. People need to know these things they happen, and they need to know how to protect themselves. But what I'm trying to say is, I've seen people who have little understanding of technology being hacked or being used as entrance into bigger organizations, right? And I'm thinking of a situation where someone in Goromonzi who really doesn't understand tech now has access to Starlink. Don't you see another outcry coming very, very soon of a number of things happening?
When you are online, you are at risk.
That's true.
When you're online, you are exposed, right? So obviously, when you have Zimbabwe's how many people, 16 million plus, and all those people, when you have a large chunk of them, because right now I know your son can use a phone, they can use YouTube, right?
That kid is stressful.
So like when you have a large number of those people accessing the internet, obviously you are going to have a larger target, right? For hackers, obviously you have a larger target because you have people in hacker rooms in Singapore, right? Basically just looking for targets. So obviously it's obvious that's going to happen. Obviously there's going to be a bigger target on the country because the majority of the people will be online. So there's practically nothing. There's nothing we can do about that.
There's something that we can do about it. tell these people to subscribe to this channel. We'll be giving them tips on how to stay safe. I think, do you have anything to talk that is not Starlink?
So when you mentioned hacking, right? There's a popular browser called Arc browser.
Okay.
We'll just show it. So apparently, Arc browser has some vulnerabilities.
Okay.
Right. That's the story is going around the news now that people have been able to exploit Arc browser because of it uses Firebase for authentication. So somehow they're able to gain access. So they're saying that they can see what you are browsing. They can even see what you're doing. Yeah, it's quite crazy. So the stories are just coming out, and I'm getting information as the story proceeds. But it's quite crazy. But the browser is a bit popular, so I think a number of people were jumping onto it and using it.
Oh,
but
really?
then it was exploited.
Yeah, I think I'll have to check with it. I was about to say, Zimbabweans don't really use these new things. Remember there was that crowd strike thing.
Yeah.
Very few to know companies in Zimbabwe were affected with that because we were not using it. I don't feel like there are a lot of Zimbabweans who will be affected with those things because we take time to catch up with this trend. No matter how the browser is powerful, whatever, I don't think it will affect a lot of Zimbabweans.
Yeah. So according to CyberPress, right? Our browser flow allows hackers to execute remote code. So it's a bit technical and everything, but it's just good to know because I wanted to try out Arc some time ago.
You have just made me remember this thing. I know I'll start sounding weird. This guy just said I really like hacks. There is another trending way people are getting hacked. Like I was this close to becoming a victim. So there is a skill that I own. Like I think you know it. I'm a blockchain developer, right? And I think there are very few blockchain developers, and mostly in Zimbabwe. And I like mostly people will be looking for people with these skills. They will approach you. We saw this from your LinkedIn. You got this skill, and we're looking for a person with this skill. Can we, if you are interested, can you have a meeting? Can you have a talk? You see. So these guys approached me. It's okay, cool. We saw your profile from LinkedIn, this and that. Cool. I jumped in, like I'm okay. Let's see. Let's see what you have to offer. You may never know. Probably this podcast pays me little compared to that job. Anyway, I filled my information. They sent me a Google Doc link, right? I filled my information. Cool. Come on, don't laugh. They organized an interview, an online interview. Okay, I got into the interview. This guy started talking, introducing himself. Like, okay, cool. It's time for my interview. They started asking me questions. I answered. I really nailed the interview. I really nailed it. Then the guy said I was using my phone.
Right.
But one thing about me, I was really alert. I didn't wanna anything that sounded suspicious. I was really alert for that. Then the guy says to me, "When are you available on your computer? Like when can we have a meeting? Why when you using your computer?" Then I asked, "What for?"
What was it?
Right? What for? Then the guy said, "We really want you to show us the project that you have done. Show us how they work, and probably we'll have some questions on all those projects." Then I said, okay, cool. Then he said, "Can we reschedule this meeting? To any day or any time that you are free, and you have a meeting with our CTO?"
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I rescheduled the meeting on the next day. I got in the meeting, bro. The guy forgot me. He started doing literally the very same thing that he did yesterday. The speech that he did the previous day, word for word. Then
Are you sure you were talking to an actual person? Are you sure you're not talking to an AI chatbot? Huh?
it's probably it was the AI, but then I picked that. No, this guy's spirit. Then I told him, bro, this is literally what you did yesterday. The whole speech, word for word. Seems like you're actually reading this. I'm now doubting you, like your whole purpose and you as a person. Then that's how we ended the call. Then I started searching the trends, and I actually realized people were actually complaining about that whole thing, that people will use Google Docs, people will use Google Meet, and then they will probably, I don't know if they will ask for a remote control of some sort, and then they will have access to the machine, and probably, I don't know, maybe attack you. I didn't explain it to that extent, but I've seen people complaining online about that thing, and I didn't know.
Yeah, so it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think LinkedIn, as much as people are looking for jobs, but I think it leaves people vulnerable.
It's now a trend.
Yeah. So I think the other thing that people should just know, I don't know how you feel for this, my friend, but anyway.
No, I didn't feel for it. I experienced.
But I think what people can do, right, is if an organization approaches you, saying that maybe you have the skills that they want.
Please don't mention the issue of verifying if their email or they have a website or something.
Basically, that's what I'm going to mention because it's the basics.
I did that. I did all that. They actually own a very, a very nice website, bro. These people are really investing their time in doing this thing.
Yeah, so but obviously, you know what? There are actual proper organizations that we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there are some of these companies that are looking for your skills and they have no, because you know what, there's something that you can do. You can look at a company's LinkedIn, right? Or even their social media to see that if this is an actual company, because you see a company's social media dating back to like 2022 and they're actual human beings.
Listen,
everything was.
I will just realize this. If you ever applied for a job on LinkedIn?
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, so if you apply for a job on LinkedIn, the last step that you do, it will ask you, like it will come with a tick on the where you have to subscribe or follow. I don't know which word is used in LinkedIn, but you'll be following the company that has vetted the job. You've seen that, right? So actually, these guys, they're using LinkedIn as a way of gathering numbers. So they will advertise a job, and when you apply for a job, you'll be following. By default, you follow them, unless if at the end of it you untick that box. Like you have to check it on LinkedIn.
Alright, so
at the end of it, so I checked that the company's LinkedIn profile, they have a number. A lot of them, probably more than these our number of our company, the CPZs, the NMBs.
So I wouldn't really look at followers and say that they verify your legitimacy as an organization.
Yes.
Yeah. But like what I was saying is that, you know, they have a LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
They have other social media outlets. So what I want, right, this company on their website will say, no, we were established in 1997, right?
Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I checked the website, but I didn't check
exactly.
when were they.
So you see that they were established in 1997, and during the whole tech boom, they never went on social media and started advertising that we do XYZ.
Yeah.
That's a bit suspicious.
Yeah.
Right. So this company is probably founded in 2023, and they have no posts on LinkedIn. They do not have actual engagement. So you can look at some of these followers, right, and see this person is a funny name. Could this be an actual person or this is a bot?
What?
So, you know, all of those things. But like, I get you. Like, what? You have to really look at the fine print.
One thing I questioned, like, when I had the first thing that I questioned when I had the meeting, the guy he was using Gmail.
He was using
Gmail. Yeah, that's one thing. That's what I was suspecting everything. Like,
Because
Let me just go through this, but I don't think this is suspicious.
So for any like proper organization, they should use emails that have their domain. Right. So your domain, you can do you can do a lookup on the domain and find out information about them. But like I get you, it gets to a point where it's tedious.
Yeah.
And maybe at times you're desperate, you really want something, you really want to work on something, and you're like, you know what, let me just do this. So you mentioned something about data and everything. Speaking of which, if you go on zoominfo.com, so these guys are basically selling people's information. So so I looked at, I searched for myself on ZoomInfo and they.
You searched for what?
I searched. I looked up my data on ZoomInfo.
Yeah.
And I'm there. So the only possible place they're taking this from is LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So there is this company called zoominfo.com. So basically they go on your LinkedIn, they take all of your information, like everything that you post, your email address, your phone number, everything that is on your LinkedIn, and they put it on their website and they're selling it, which is a bit messed up.
There was a point where the government, why Starlink was, like the government was trying to, there was a long time before Starlink, when Starlink was launched up to now, they were trying to assess if Starlink was safe for us. I think they should assess if LinkedIn is safe for Zimbabwe.
Yeah, because like my data is available right now. Like they even have like the last updated date when they last updated my information. They know where I worked previously. They know where I currently work.
Oh,
they know the number of years I worked in the previous company. So they're basically web scraping LinkedIn and selling that information for free. Dude, it's quite insane. So now it becomes easier. So these guys, obviously, you remember the X we were talking about?
Yeah.
They can have access to that domain email, like that company email that you're using. And dude, this is something. This is crazy.
I think now
it doesn't make sense.
There is nothing for free. Now
there's nothing.
What was the name of that movie? The Social Dilemma.
The Social Dilemma.
I think everyone should watch it. Social Dilemma.
Yeah, it's not a promo of any kind. It
sounds like a paid promo, right?
It's just anyways,
we're not paid, guys.
It's just a good movie. Like I think I was making fun of Howard earlier, saying that he's obsessed with security and everything, but like I kind of get him because there's nothing for free on the internet.
Yeah.
The internet, like, I used to believe that these things are just free. We're just
these people love
I sign up. But
these people really love it. Come on,
it's not.
Yeah.
So now it's not that bad because they're just selling your data, right? You might say, okay, it's just my data, but then it'll get to a point where they're getting money from you. Like they're actually literally hacking you and getting money from you. But moving on to something brighter. So Howard gave me a link to this article on Tech-Tonic. Much credit to them. So it's an article dated like 22 August this year. So it talks about a group that is called ConCERT. It basically means Converge Community Emergency Response Team. So it says that they're a group of properly trained first aid volunteers who coordinate themselves via WhatsApp groups to respond to road traffic accidents. And they're giving much needed first aid and stabilization before an ambulance. So when you join this group, you're trained. I think we just put up the details and the contact numbers.
We're not paid to advertise, but for this one, I'll do it.
But it's good because there are people who are actually making a difference and they are volunteering to actually do something that may save people's lives.
Yeah.
So if we like everyone knows that things are not okay in our country, they're not 100% okay. But this is that one move that we're getting lemons, but we're making really good lemonade.
I think when other people are using WhatsApp to do evil things. I won't get to the nitty-gritties of the evilness, But there are some guys who are using it for the betterment of the whole country. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Thumbs up to it's ConCERT, right?
ConCERT.
ConCERT.
Yeah.
Thumbs up to you guys. Like you gotta advertise more of this and people know what good you are bringing to the nation.
Yeah, so we'll just put up their information and I mean, I don't know if any of you guys.
I think we need one person who will join and he will come here as a
I'll join. Like I already saved the organizer's number. I'll join and go for the training and everything. I'll give feedback on that.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay. Anything you really want to talk about?
Dude. So
Can you talk about the iPhone 16?
personally, to me, I think it's not much of an upgrade from the iPhone 15.
Mm-hmm.
That's me personally, because I was really wondering why the phone is 8 gigs of memory when they're saying that this thing is basically an AI tool.
Mm-hmm.
So 8 gigs seems like it's not a lot, but maybe it's enough. I don't know. But I don't know. I think apart from the prestige and everything, it's if you have an iPhone 15 or an iPhone 13 Pro Max or whatever, I think you're basically good. It's not.
Let's just chase the numbers. Everyone should be on iPhone 16. Why will you want the iPhone 11? But literally, I think for iPhone, it's mostly the numbers. We're just chasing the numbers. Even all these high-end phones, we're just chasing the numbers. There isn't really much, like from Samsung up to iPhone. Samsung is what is an iPhone.
I think at some point, technology got to that point where it was very good. Like it's good.
Yeah.
And any upgrade that we get is incremental.
Yeah.
It's not really a jump. It's not because so for example, someone who's using an iPhone 10 right now.
Yeah.
If they bought like an iPhone 15, they would actually see that there is a major difference.
Yeah.
Because you're going from 60 Hz refresh rate to like 120 Hz. Like it's an actual major change. Battery life, camera, processing, everything.
Yeah, I know I get you.
But like year-on-year updates, they don't really make sense.
So it's more like if you own iPhone 15 and you upgrade to 16, there won't be that much of a difference.
It's not really that much. But so guys, I think that is all from us for this episode. Prepare more. So on the last couple of weeks, we were getting ready for our guest that came on the last episode. So we were busy with that, with preparations and everything. And I'm sure some of you noticed we changed.
The setup.
We changed the setup. So we are trying new things. We're experimenting. Just let us know, guys, what you want. I know some of you talked about camera focus and everything.
I think we tried that today.
But like,
and there's a friend of mine who was complaining about the echoes.
For the echoes, yeah.
I'm sorry, bro.
So
we still need to manage this, but
so we obviously thank you for your continued support. We thank you for the support and your engagement and your comments and likes. We appreciate that very much. I'm sure we'll see you on the next episode.
The next episode, it's episode 10.
Yeah, episode 10. Dude, this is like a milestone, dude.
I think we are just documenting the whole tech space of Zimbabwe. 5 years from now, you just tell your kid. If you really want to understand what happened in the tech space of Zimbabwe, Tech-Tonic is the thing.
Yeah.
We are documenting literally everything.
Yeah. So episode 10. I don't know. We will bring you something interesting.
You want to be creative a little bit. We'll see what to do. But expect surprises.
Yeah. So obviously we are looking for more guests. If there are any people that are interested in coming to the podcast, we know we are still growing.
Yeah.
But it would be amazing to have some more people feature on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I think that would be all from me. Catch you guys in the next one. Over to Howard.
Be part of us documenting the history. We out.